Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kamo coming back with another reaction video for you. Today we got the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, the guys' favorite jokes. So for those of you unaware, Blue Collar Comedy Tour, I believe it was after the Kings of Comedy. So, and this one was Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, Larry the Cable Guy, and Ron White. And so I guess this was a part of the tour. They come out at the end and do either a Q&A, I guess sometimes, but in this case, I guess they just tell each other, they tell the audience each of their favorite jokes. I think it's street jokes. So if you're not aware of the expression, street joke means it's not a joke that you wrote. It's not a joke. It's a joke that anybody can use. Like if it's a street joke, it's like, guy walks into a bar, that type of joke, whatever. There's tons of different types of street jokes, but basically it means you're not claiming credit for it. This is a joke that is out in the universe, and anybody who hears it can tell anybody else it, and they just don't know the source. Usually I think that's what it is. It's like you don't know who wrote the joke. It's just a joke that's either in a book or somewhere and spreading around. And I think one of my favorite street jokes, I think, is so I'll get through this quickly, guys. I'm sorry. Is a lion tamer. You can skip ahead if you want, but I like the street joke. I think this one's funny. Lion tamer is giving an interview to a journalist, and the journalist is asking the lion tamer, so what do you do when the lion comes after you? Has that ever happened? What do you do? And the lion tamer goes, oh, well, you whip him back with the whip. That's what the whip is for. You got to whip it back with the whip, and usually that'll calm it down. And the journalist is like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, what happens if you don't have the whip? And he goes, oh, well, then you use the stool, kind of pull up the stool and keep it at bay with the stool, keep it at a distance. And he goes, oh, okay, that's smart. That's smart. But what happens if you drop the stool? You don't have a stool. And he goes, well, in that case, you throw poop at it. And the journalist's like, poop? He's all, yeah, you throw poop at the lion. He goes, okay, that works. He's like, yeah, sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. He's like, okay. The journalist goes, well, what happens if you don't have any poop? Lion tamer goes, oh, trust me, you'll have poop. Trust me. I like that joke. I like it. I think it's a good joke. With that out of the way, if you guys could please like this video, subscribe to the channel, put in the comments section other videos you'd like me to react to. That out of the way, let's get this going. So it's the guys' favorite jokes.
You know what? It's funny. We travel all over the country, and we all been doing this for a number.
I never considered you a spinner. This is the same guy. Yesterday afternoon, we're at the Lincoln Memorial, and he said, I had no idea he was that big. And Bill said, he's not even standing up.
We travel all over the country doing these shows and stuff, and it's funny, being a comedian, people always come up to you and they go, hey, tell me a joke. Which is weird, because nobody walks up to a plumber and says, hey, fix my toilet.
It's weird, and it's kind of annoying, too. Tell me a joke, tell me.
So I thought it would be fun. It's what we do every night. We finish a show, and you're jacked up from the show. You can't go to bed, so we sit around down at the bar or Waffle House or whatever, and we just tell jokes to each other. And I thought it might be fun to tell our favorite joke.
That is 100% true. After a show, it is so hard to go to bed because your adrenaline's just going. Even if it's you've been doing stand-up. I mean, I've been doing stand-up 10 years. Even 10 years in, after a show, I'm amped up. I'm excited. I mean, especially if it goes well. But even then, in the case where it doesn't go well, then you're still up either way. It's just a different kind of up. One is you're up because you're excited and you're amped. The other kind of an up is you're just going over it in your head, what did I do wrong? How could I have fixed it? So either way, you're up, though. He's right about that.
Jokes tonight. All right. Yeah, just joke. All
right. I gotta tell you, I'm dizzier than hell here. The doctor says to this feller, I got bad news and worse news. He says, oh, what's the bad news? He said, you got 24 hours to live. He says, well, what's worse news? I forgot to call you yesterday.
That's a good one.
All right, I got a 24-hour to live one. Guy gets up in the morning, 6 a.m., goes to the doctor. The doctor tells him he's got 24 hours to live.
I bet this is the same doctor.
Y'all want to sit next to each other?
So that night when the guy's going to bed, he tells his wife, he said, I've only got a few hours left. He said, I want to make love to you just as many times as I possibly can. And so they do it once, twice, 3 times, and then they fall asleep. Well, about 4:30 in the morning, the guy taps his wife on the shoulder. He goes, I want to make love to you one more time. And she goes, you know, that's easy for you to say, Jerry. You don't have to get up in the morning.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's good.
Ronnie, you got a joke?
Nope.
All right.
That's why I love Ron White.
His mind's like a lazy Susan. If you'll just bear with us, it'll come back around here in just a minute.
This guy's taking flying lessons. He's talking to his buddy. He says, first day in the air, the instructor informs me he's an 8th degree black belt and a homosexual. And if I don't succumb to his sexual advances, I have to jump out of the plane. And his buddy goes, well, did you jump? And the guy goes, yeah, a little at first.
That is a Ron White style joke.
This woman goes to the doctor, says she's got a digestive tract problem, and the doctor says, well, tell me about your daily routine. She says, well, I get up at 6:15 every morning and make my family breakfast, and at 8:15 I have a bowel movement. He goes, well, let's take an x-ray and see what the problem is. So he takes an x-ray and goes, well, there's the problem right there. You got 3 worms in you. We're going to have to operate. First worm goes, you hear that? The second one says, yes, I did. He goes, what are you going to do? He goes, well, I'm going to hide behind the heart. Other worm says, well, I'll hide behind the liver. And the third one says, I don't know about the rest of you fellas, but I'm catching you 8:15 out of here.
That's a good one. That's good.
That's funny. All right, let me try one more here. One more here. All right.
Go make another drink.
Just the show was running a little long for some of us.
Yep. Gotta love it. It's one of the only jobs in the world you can do smoke on stage, have
I didn't know it was
alcohol,
going to take this long, sir.
get paid well.
This
Well,
fella goes
at
hunting
that
with
point, you
his
get paid
buddy,
well.
and he got the scope up, and he goes, oh, my Lord, I can see your house from here, and your wife's cheating on you with another feller. He says, I've had it with her. Shoot her in the head and shoot him in the private parts. And he said, I'll get that in one shot.
That was good. So I'm liking all of these jokes. I'm liking all of them.
I got him, man. The preacher told me that last week.
This guy's mother-in-law comes to live with him. And she's been living there for about a week, and he comes home one day, she's laid on the floor, and he calls 911, and the ambulance comes and gets her, and they take her to the hospital, and he's out in the waiting room, and the doctor comes out after a while, and the doctor said, well, I got some good news and some bad news. I said, all right, well, give me the bad news first. He goes, all right, your mother-in-law is not going to die. He said, she's had a massive stroke. He said, in fact, she's probably going to live 20 or 30 more years. He said, the problem is this thing has rendered her unable to speak. He said, she just makes this horrible screeching noise like a parrot now. He said, it's also disabled her from using her arms, and she can't feed herself. He said, for the next 20 or 30 years, you're going to have to feed her baby food 3 times a day. He said, also, it's made her incontinent. You're going to have to change her diapers and clean her up every single day of your life. And the guy said, oh, my God. He said, what's the good news? And the doctor goes, oh, I'm just kidding with you. She died.
The only reason that joke works is because it's the mother-in-law. Just thinking from a comedian's perspective, the only reason that joke works is because it's the mother-in-law. If it had been anybody else, I don't know if that joke works as well. But it was a good joke.
It ain't right, but you laughed at it.
Mr. White?
There's a cruise ship, and there's a magician that works on the ship, and the captain had a parrot, and he liked to go to the show every night, but the parrot understood the show, and because he could talk, he would give away everything, you know. He's putting it in his sock, Brock. He put it up his sleeve, Brock. It's in his hat, Brock. And the magician just hated this bird, and one night he just snapped, and he pulled out a pistol, and he shot the bird, and the bird ducked, and the bullet hits a propane tank and blows the cruise ship to 1 billion pieces. The only survivors are the parrot and the magician, and they're floating out in the ocean on 2 little pieces of wood. And the parrot goes, "All right, I give up. Where's the damn ship?"
All right, I got a ship joke. Back in the 1800s, this wooden warship was out cruising the ocean. And the guy in the crow's nest says, "Captain, there's an enemy ship on the horizon." The captain turns to his assistant and says, "Bring me my red shirt." All right. He goes and gets his red shirt. The captain puts it on. The battle ensues. It goes all day long, and they don't lose one sailor. About 10 minutes later, the assistant comes up to the captain and says, "Hey, I got to ask you something." He says, "Before the battle started, you said, 'Bring me my red shirt.'" He goes, "Why a red shirt?" And he goes, "Because if I happened to be shot and was bleeding, the crew would not notice the blood and they would continue to fight on." He goes, "Wow, that's awesome." Next morning, the guy in the crow's nest goes, 20 enemy ships on the horizon." Captain goes, "Bring me my brown pants."
That was good. All right, guys. Well, that was the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, the guys' favorite jokes. Thank you for suggesting it. If you have other videos you'd like me to react to, comment section below. Please like this video. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.